On this week's episode of the Jesse T Show, the amazing, mighty, and powerful Scott Carson joins the show. Welcome, brother. How does an investor work with you and what you're doing? Like, how do they get into like your world? How do you help them out? How do you partner together? What does that look like?
So the first thing I always like to ask is what their background is. You know, if you've got a real estate background, okay, it's easier. You've done some fix and flips. Okay, let's figure out your knowledge base. If you don't know, if you're brand new, hey, first thing I do is hey, let's have you watch some videos. Let's have you learn something. And we've got a wealth of knowledge of thousands plus videos on our YouTube channel. We've got our own the No Close Show podcast. We're looking forward to having you on here in the near future as well. 600 plus episodes. So just start to get some knowledge. Start hanging out with the people, reading blogs, articles. Take a little bit of training so you understand the nuts and bolts aspect of that. That's the first thing that I recommend. I won't somebody invest until they understand what we're doing, because then it ends up becoming, no offense, a pain in the ass trying to explain everything if they just sat down for a couple hours and educate themselves.
And it's bad for business. I mean, in my business, I control the people that come in as clients, and I don't want a pain in the ass in my business. If I can limit that, it makes my life better. But also, you're not screwing anyone over either because they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. It's a PETA-free environment, pain in the ass.
Exactly.
And then we always like to start people off small. Okay, if you're looking to do this yourself, great. Start off with maybe 50 grand, buy you a couple deals. Let's get your systems in place. Let's get your vendors in place. Let's get I don't want to say the school of hard knocks. I mean, you can learn a lot from watching videos or going through a workshop, but you're always going to learn more by actually partaking, getting your hands dirty. And so that's one of the big things that we tell people, like, listen, hey, if you're going to do this yourself, let's figure this out. Pick 1 or 2 states, and I'll look at those. We'll look at your deals with you. We'll review your due diligence. We'll kind of walk you step by step, hold your hand while you get rock and rolling, and then go from there. So that's a big thing for us. So I'm a big avid of listening and reading. I love to read books. I love listening to podcasts of other thought leaders. I will tell you this. I've had goods and I've had bad. When everything was going through the fan in 2008, I'd gone through divorce. I had to write 2 big checks for my last 2 rehabs. And then I had basically enough money to rent a 1-bedroom apartment in a house for $400 a month. And I learned more in that 2 months, what I could go through. I ate a lot of top ramen, a lot of peanut butter jelly sandwiches. But
survival mode.
Survival. And once you've gone through that, you're not scared of failure. And that's the big thing, is everybody who has been somebody has gone through failure after failure after failure, or failed so that they learn from their failure so they didn't, repeat those things. And the biggest thing I can tell you is I always try to show up with a positive mind, even the worst of days, like, oh, crap. Shit goes sideways all the time for everybody. Even this market's a crazy time. But I think the most important thing is if you can have a positive mindset and plug yourself in to people with a positive mindset and just show up. If you've got to show up, whether it's an hour or 3 hours, and you've got to be there, you might as well be there with a smile on your face versus a Debbie Downer that not only drains your energy, but drains the energy of the people around you. I want that, you know what I mean?